G'day, welcome back to my Oxygen Not Included playthrough as we continue to try and, I guess, survive. Alright, so... just having a look at how we're doing here. This guy... turbine's disabled by the automation grid. Is that the case? Is that battery doesn't want anything? Deconstruct that automation there. Still having issues with this just constantly starting and stopping. It's a better complaint. Its temperature's below 125. Mop up some of these liquid spills up there. Not that they much matter because I'll come back soon enough. Really like what I've done with this room here. It's definitely... I feel like having set this up makes me feel like almost every viewer starting again, you'd almost want every door just sort of set up as a water lock. Although I guess early on, didn't really have the water available for it. But we've got a very agricultural themed mix there. Go for the Arbor Acorn because none of those people seem overly appealing. I currently do have a 16th bed in place. It's this one. That we do want to bring in another person. We don't want to just bring in anyone. I think we do want to hold. I do want to get to 20 people, as it is an achievement. As you all know that I'm completely driven by achievements. Speaking of, I wanted to see how we were doing with some of these. This ones don't much matter. These ones down here. Getting really close with those finely tuning. Really close with the down the hatch. This one I really look to do once I've got some steel. The auto sweepers, I don't quite feel like I've those last two achievements I'm sort of feel more finicky than sort of what I'm willing to jump into, so I think I'm just going to leave them. So it's good to see that I guess the polluted water liquid is just going to hold in there a bit more. It won't melt, so hopefully it's going to cool that aqua tuner a little bit better than around it. Again, we've now reached a point where the water isn't hitting this that minimum required. 23.7. I mean, it's not horrific. What's the requirement? 23.5. I'll leave it for now. We are getting a lot of water built up here, though. It's true that we definitely... water is probably the most infinite thing that we've got in supply. Steam's getting close. Okay, we're getting some water out. Oh, how are we looking? Our rocket build. Slowly just deconstructing this central ladder. And how are we looking with our balls over here? Definitely plenty of them. This is my emergency water, and it's sitting at 32 degrees. So to use this and send it in there is way worse than the 23.8 or whatever it was that this was, but I think we may as well hold, for how often this can actually stay open, probably may as well leave it going in there. Someone did point out that what I could do is use this water to supply some of the stuff down here. But because it comes out of this water here, which I actually don't even need anymore, I realize because I've lost all my fish. Good point. So in theory I could use this because I now no longer actually have polluted water for any reason. Just using my fresh cold water for everything. 119, so the steam in there's slowly getting there. We may one day see that get used. I do want to build one of those metal doors essentially just to have it just for the achievement. Maybe I should look into it. Would it be under base? It's two of those. Finally deconstruct the bottom of that. That still makes me laugh that this whole setup here has almost been for nothing. I've got as much crude oil out of that as I have out of this bedroom. Let's have a look at the plumbing here. What is all this getting used for? So partly it's getting used for that. That seems excessive. Because surely I could, if I need to use water from there, I could just use it from this guy. Deconstruct that, since that is currently not even being used. deconstruct that. Ari, should we make you a suit? Where's my suit machine? There. Two of them. Surely there's more suits around somewhere. But... okay. Back up here, see how this is. They're saying that they can't reach any of that? We'll dig. How's that unreachable? I would have thought you'd just have to come across here. So close. That filter's about to collapse on me. Alright, well, probably my fault for having that filter in the room, I would say. Yeah. This is annoying because we're going to have to let out some of that steam in order to get in here. So, what we're going to do... what we'll do is we'll open that vent too and we'll let some more liquid in there while we've got a moment. Maybe the best thing I could do here is dig a hole up in to get rid of that. Alright, let's try and do this quick. Let's think about what we need to do. So we want to... copy the pipe. Take it out of the room. If we... run this pipe over here, we change that pipe to go like that. Deconstruct this. Deconstruct that. Deconstruct that. That. Let's cancel that. What we want to do is have this guy go up and out. So we haven't constructed those ones. No, they are deconstructed. Okay. Now, essentially, that should be the only changes that we need to make in the room. But what we want to do is leave that door locked. And what we'll do is we'll just build up into the room and keep the steam. And I'll hopefully let them try and do as much of this as they can from outside the I'm outside the room. Problem is that there could be very high pressure in this room, I suppose. Hey, look at that. So in this moment where I need to dig up through the floor, I'm gonna suddenly have a liquid come out. Okay. Deconstruct that as well. Keep the vent for now. Steam is leaking out of that room anyway. I almost feel like now what I've got to do is reset this situation. Okay. Now, the change will then be that we build a liquid filter here. And it will be connected there, connected there, connected there. While they're in this room as well, we may as well just say power wires. Let's deconstruct that. Okay, then copy that, build that, and we will... So we need that built yesterday. Whoa! You idiot, Stinky, get out of the room. Goodness. Let's just get out of the room. Okay. Third attempt. Yeah. Thank you. Now, this is going to bother a few people. I've already got that building disabled, right? So how am I meant to enable it again? Need that enabled. But anyone get to it? Probably something I should have considered seconds ago. I'm gonna go up there. Same priority. Please, I'm losing so much steam. Both mentally and... Great. And then copy and build this for the fourth time. Again, I can't iterate how important it is that this gets built. With no one going up inside of it. Next step is I am going to put more water in that room. I realize it's going to reduce the temperature of the room and everything, and there's now natural gas stuck at the top of that, and that took way too long. Maybe now I actually just have to open the door, so all of this was for nothing, just to get that natural gas out. Let's cancel that. And with iron. I think that's okay. All right. So what we're now going to do is we're going to go back to this guy. We're going to say, show us your pipes. Yeah, let's just build around that for now. It just has normal pipes. Now, is he currently under the watch of any sort of thing? I think we can just deconstruct that. I don't think it matters. We're not going to sort of like long-term... Basically what I want to do is just fill that room with water. Then I have to... This has a priority too. Great, so... What we're now going to do is put... Disabled by automation grid. But didn't I just take you off the grid? You're not on the grid. Someone come down and turn him off, and then turn him back on. See if that works. Alright, next up. Naval building. Same priority. This thing. Okay, it is if you see... polluted water. Why are you not pumping now? Alright, well let's... Can I just do this then? See that thing's green, you keep pumping? That's overheating, but that's just because the steam got out. Great. So basically I just want to put more water in that room. It's not going to be a start-stop thing. It's basically just I want to fill that room with significantly more water. And then let it sort of be able to become steam as well. And then I'll just stop and then we won't put any more water in there. It's currently 25 degrees too. It's currently a while off being able to claim any. Like floral scents, which isn't going to be good. Let's print some vole eggs. Those vole eggs over to the popular vole spot. How are we looking up top? So that... This is cleared up, right? So let's go base bunker door. Put a bunker door there. And then let's go rocketry. And steam engine, the first thing I guess we have to build. That guy off and running. Now I realize if I deconstruct all of this water's going to collapse back in here. That could be a worthwhile move. The water's actually getting nice and cold because it's sitting so close to the Wheezeworts. Part of me wants to open that briefly just to try and get that natural gas out. But I feel like there's a lot of steam. There's just oxygen and polluted. Alright. Let's do it. Let's try and do this with some focus. Go. As that's pulling away. Suck it all out, push it out. Here it goes. Get out of the room. I see you, natural gas, you're still in there. Goodness. Gone anywhere, is it? Yeah, it went out, came back in. Damage. It worked for the briefest of moments there. Steam turbine turned on. We all saw it. I do want to bring someone new in, even if I can just go work on the hamster wheel for a while. We're building up here. Where are you off to, Ari? Why'd we lose that square? This is getting even lower. We never addressed this water here either, so... Maybe there was a reason that was made in gold last time. The temperature shouldn't hold. It's purely because of the releases of steam that we've had. Yeah, getting a fair bit of polluted water there too, so maybe we can start to use some of this. And so here's a working off automation though. Automation that should actually have him going. So I think his automation will still work. Basically, it's saying that if that's lower than there, he should be working. So if that's saying lower than there, you're claiming water now. So let's we can say deconstruct never plays well because we always I'm just dumping water inside the base. Great if there was a way that I could have this guy prioritize his water. That any water coming down here, because he's currently not going, enable building. Basically, like any water being pumped this way goes him first, then that. But I mean, even if I just set it up like this, 50% of the water going down here will be from him. Which will reduce the demand on the other guy. And he doesn't have a huge amount of water. Let's just leave it like that for now. Speaking of leaving it for now, we will just still leave. This is pipe blocked up, so we're working on that. So what's his threshold? 50? 75. Okay, so the temperature around him's starting to get bearable for him. Isn't it? Or is the... Or is he just pumping that makes him hotter than his surroundings? Still having issues with power. It's just water, isn't it? There's plenty of it there. Alright, let's check back up top how we're doing. Unreachable build. I actually need to be in like a... Maybe I need to build a, like a... The engine of a rocket must be filled, or more modules may be added. Okay, so that's the engine, right? Alright, someone might have to explain this part to me. Do I need to build in a particular order? Do I have to build the gantry first? Let's build a gantry. Yeah. Alright, with this morning we might call it there. This liquid filters, possibly I do need to use gold for it, but it didn't seem like I had much in the way of gold when I was needing it. The alarming amount of water we've got sitting in there. Going to continue to let water just sort of go in there till a point where I know that I'm not going to send any more water in, so I just want him to basically like have a huge amount of water that he can then just work with. But other than that, any questions or comments, feel free to chuck them below, and until next time, catch you later. See ya.